everybody? Welcome to another JK show. Alongside me, like always, we have Kenny.
It's me.
Yes, it is. And today, we're going to bring the league what they really want. I've had lots of people ask about stats, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to show you some of the stats. Starting with league leaders. As you see, Russ Hopkins takes the lead for points per game. I will say, for those of you that don't know, the Rattlesnakes only had one game this week, so he had a little bit of an advantage, whereas Dion Hill played about 4 or 5, so you see he fell down quite a bit. But we're just going to look over the top 15, and we're going to see if anything jumps out that we want to look at a little bit deeper. Anything standing out to you right away?
Well, it's the very obvious top of the order, just the insane stat lines of KJ and Dion Hill. But I think the biggest thing is, wow, Russ Hopkins. Like, you've literally got the former MVP Travis Price on your team to contend with, and you're already putting up 30 burgers.
Yeah, I will say, Travis Price is showing he's a facilitator. I think the thing that stands out to me the most is that most teams have duos in the top 15. You got the Rattlesnakes guard duo of Russ and Travis. You got KJ Collins alongside his new teammate Jason Kim in the top 15. You got Murray and Kyrie Allen. There's a
Yep.
lot of duos in this top 15. You got Jamarius Randall and Bryce Dyson. So it's just surprising to see how many teams have two top scorers, such as like the Rattlesnakes, two in the top three. It's going to be interesting when we go break down their team stats to see how well their team's performing, because you would think that they're doing well with two in the top five.
And we could see potential teammate on teammate violence with these award races.
Yeah, exactly. I like that point because you see people like Russ Hopkins here at the number one spot. He looks like he's not going to slow down, but unfortunately, Travis Price is going to get his. So there could be days where Travis Price takes a lot more shots and Russ's average just drops.
And if Russ does keep up this high scoring average, if you look at the stat lines of KJ or Travis or Bryce Dyson, it's hard to make the argument that just because his scoring is a little bit higher that he'd be the MVP. But that's part of the argument for the award race.
That's
That's where I
why,
think this can get interesting.
yeah, I'm looking at these points per game, and when I'm thinking my way too early prediction for who's going to lead the league in points scored this season, I have got to stick with one of these three here. It's going to either be Dion Hill, Levi McNeil, or Michael Self. Because these three are on teams where they are the only scorer. I'm not gonna lie. Levi McNeil, his team's pretty good around him. They're all scoring some points, so he could fall out of it. But it was intended to be just Levi. But Dion, he's got no other scorer around him. He's gonna get all of his team's points. So I have good confidence that he's gonna end this season at the number one spot. Now I'm going to move on and we're going to look at rebounds per game. Remember, these stats are kind of construed as you see, like Levi Jones here, the free agency teams. They're so bad that they're missing so many shots that they're getting a lot of rebounds. So
Yep.
just ignore the free agent teams. We're doing our best. But you got Ed Payne as the top rebounder in the league, followed by Saris Knight, Wang Fang, Boulder, Roberts. No surprise that Roberts is doing that well.
Nope. None at all.
Dion Hill, top 10 scoring, top 10 rebounding. That's impressive.
MVP caliber. Louis
Anything?
Olson.
I don't think anything
Uh,
really jumps out for me here.
well, if you go
Oh,
back
there's
to
a
the,
jump.
oh wow, yeah.
A
So
point guard in the top 20. I mean, top 10 if
that's
you're not including the free agency teams.
yeah, that is definitely an anomaly.
Yeah.
But if we look at the top regular rebounder, Ed Payne, may have been some criticisms about the pick, and if you got him to be a rebounder, he is doing that. But it is exactly falling in line with the criticisms of not being a scorer, averaging 2 points a game.
I mean, if you're
So
the Bobcats, when you traded up for Ed Payne, you knew what you were trading up for. You're trading up for those 2.4 blocks per game and that 11.8 rebounds per game. If
which
that's how
is
you want to build your
phenomenal.
team, then absolutely the trade was good. I think another one that's catching me off guard is Cyrus Knight. We thought he was going to emerge as a dynamic scorer, but here he is at the top of the rebounding list too. So if he can pick up his scoring, Cyrus Knight could be dangerous in this league.
Yes, Saracen I did not expect to be up there in the rebounding, especially this early.
Let's go ahead and break this down now with assists. Steve Kabirov leading the league in assists right now. That's interesting because the Tornadoes couldn't have built this team any better if they'd tried. They're surrounding Kabirov with scorers. They've got KJ Collins, Jason Kim, Ken Yang, and then they add a rebounding center that doesn't take shots with Wang Feng. So I really like the way the Tornadoes are built, and Kabirov is playing his role to perfection. And look at those rebounds per game for Kabirov as well.
Yeah, Kabirov is a very strong man at that point guard position. As smart as he is also going to back people down and play physical, weirdly enough.
I also love seeing the power forward Dustin Bass at 9.5 per game.
Yeah, that is impressive.
The Assassins absolutely called it when they drafted this guy. They said we're going to run our offense through the power forward position, and they are. Dustin Bass is a great facilitator. No surprise to see Nick Ridnour almost averaging a dub-dub with assists. Boyd Dawkins is up there. A lot of non-surprising people up on this list. It's surprising to see the top of the list, how it's shaping out. But the rest of the 20, Reggie O'Brien being up there, that's interesting. He's almost averaging a triple-double.
Yeah, Reggie O'Brien, in his early career, when he was the focal point of the Talons, that's exactly the kind of player he was a kind of guy who got near triple-doubles, assisted, and whenever they needed him to get a hard bucket, they would just let him go work in the paint.
I just can't believe he's only averaging 11 points per game. Reggie, you were the first pick in this draft. You need to be more aggressive. You need to lead this team. You're averaging 11. Cyrus Knight's averaging 18. The number 1 and 2 pick, neither of you guys are scoring over 20 per game. No wonder the Yetis are struggling. I mean, the numbers are still good. Almost a triple-double with almost 3 steals per game. Those are good numbers, maybe great numbers, but not best player in the league numbers, and that's how you were perceived as being drafted number 1.
Yeah, borderline elite player, if not an elite player, but I mean, you got to be able to score a lot more if you're that top guy.
And then how about journeyman Kelly King up here?
Yeah, that was one of the most surprising picks for me to see because Kelly King has been on pretty much half the teams in the league. Everybody's had a stint with Kelly King, made him work in different ways or had him fail in different ways. But I mean, if whatever role he's in now, it looks like it's working.
Yeah, absolutely. As I'm going to switch on over to steals now. No surprise, Reggie's up there. Kyrie Allen, the second best SBF player on this list. Dallas Hawkins. Ooh, he's stepping up his defensive efforts this season. Kadeem Wagner showing out for how young he is. Jack Moon. Damian Bryant leading the Lynx. No real surprises on this list besides maybe number 1 guy. Ed Payne's up there. He's a defensive monster this season. Let's keep going. Kabirov, Hart, Hopkins, and Randall. I don't think there's any real surprises besides number 1 being Reggie O'Brien.
Yeah.
Switch on over to blocks. Ed Payne leading the league, doing exactly what he was brought here to do. Cyrus Knight, number 2. Walker, no surprise, he's on this list. Don Maker's there. Hard not to be when you're 7'6". Dan Ryan. Wang Feng. Ooh, Bryce Lane. We don't know a lot about Bryce Lane, but the Bobcats are really successful right now, and this guy might be part of the reason. Rod Roberts, I'm surprised he's not higher on some of the lists. Dallas Hawkins up there for steals and blocks at the small forward position.
Oh.
And those are your blocks per game. Let's see who's shooting the best in this league. Field goal percentage. Boulder at
Boulder and Collins.
66%. Well, okay, Collins is far more impressive. How are you shooting 64% with 18 attempts per game? That's
Wow.
so impressive.
That is ridiculous.
When KJ shoots it, it goes in. Same with Reggie O'Brien, 61. I mean, Dion
You'd like to see
Hill,
Reggie shoot more, but he's very efficient. That
exactly.
Wow.
Dion Hill, 19 per game, 61% shooter. A lot of really good shooters this season.
Not going to see any Talons on that field goal list.
That is for sure. Let's see where the top talent is sitting right now.
Oh, we're going to be scrolling for a little while.
Gives us a chance to show people.
Probably going to be Lonnie Olson or... Oh, I'm not against scrolling. I'm just saying it's going to be a while.
There we go. Jerry, 48.
Wow. Good job, Jerry.
Nice job, Jerry. You're doing
Good work,
real
Jerry.
good. All the way down at number 48. Shooting 48% at number 48. All right, let's go on to the team stats now. So people have been asking me for. Let's see these points per game. Who's the best scoring team in the league? No surprise, it's the Tornadoes. Absolutely no surprise. They have so many weapons on their team. And the Guardians at number 2. That's just Dion Hill. That's the crazy part. That's not the Guardians. That's just the Rip City Dion Hills. Scoring 103 per game.
Dion Hill and friends.
Vixens are up there. Yetis. No surprise to see the Yetis up here. Unfortunately, their defense, though, is so bad. I mean, it's hard to play defense when your focal point is a 7-foot center or a 7-foot power forward that runs like an offensive lineman in the NFL. Probably slower than an offensive lineman in the NFL. You'll see. Let's go all the way through this list. Is there a way to toggle it for just the Eastern Conference?
Nope.
Here we go.
That works.
Points per game. So let's see who's the worst in our conference. Stars at 87.8. Not surprised. They're building a defensive team. Pirates at 88. Wow.
I guess if you're building a defensive team, you've got to be a little disappointed that you're near the bottom with defense.
Polar Bears with a good record, only 89. Same with the Bobcats, 9-0 at 91 points per game. But look at those points allowed per game. Holy. The Bobcats at 51. I mean, some...
Look at that scoring differential.
Yeah.
It's better than the talent or the Assassins.
Yeah. Look at that. Assassins. So I will give people a little bit of inside information here. The Assassins and Bobcats, the reason they're doing so well is because they've played a lot of these free agency teams. I'm not gonna pretend like my Assassins are doing really good. I've played like the Vixens twice and swapped wins.
But regardless, they're playing better against these teams.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Bobcats had a game against like the Mammoths this week where they scored over 100 and the other team scored like 30.
Yeah.
But I regress. So here we are looking at points allowed per game. You got Bobcats with the best D, then the Assassins. Polar Bears are the first real tested team on this list. They've had a lot of tough games, and here they are still only allowing 77 points per game. If they can fix their offense, get it above 95, this team's going to be absolutely dangerous. That's where the Rattlesnakes are right now. Not allowing many points, and they're scoring 97 per game. Rattlesnakes, when they start to have a busier schedule, they're going to be fun to watch. So we see the best points per game. Let's see the worst. Yetis, Stallion Stars. Chupacabra is a team that's surprising everybody. Started out the season on a big win. Their differential is 2.1, so they should be winning more, but their record is only 5-4, so they're just not getting the wins. But they're all close games. Let's go back to team stats so we can look at your guys' teams a little deeper again. Alright. Best shooting teams this year. Tornadoes. I mean, we showed... Is there any stat that we didn't really show when we were looking at individual teams? Turnovers per game for teams. Who's doing it the least? As you see, Choops, Assassins, Polar Bears, Snakes are all up there. Bobcats, that's part of the reason you're winning basketball games right there.
Yeah, don't turn the ball over.
Yep, Ballers, one of the best. Vixens are one of the best. Fouls per game. Chupacabras are in the mix. I mean, it's surprising to see the Assassins, one of the teams with the most turnovers and highest amount of fouls, yet they're still winning. That's weird.
Yeah, it's not usually the formula you see for success with these top teams.
No. Vixen's a very well-disciplined team. I just love seeing the Bobcats in the top of each category when it comes to, like, just intelligence, discipline. They're just a really good team this year so far.
The best paint scoring teams. Well, that's not a surprise.
That's not a surprise at all. But what is a surprise is seeing that Harvey Rodman's not scoring more for the Rattlesnakes in the paint.
Yeah, that is very surprising.
Bobcats being down here, not really surprised when you have Murray Williamson. Second chance points. Vixens up there. Guardians, that's Dion Hill right there.
Yep.
Yetis, no surprise with Reggie and Saris Knight. Polar Bears being led by Michael Self, no surprise there. Who's got the best bench scoring? The Vixens, absolutely not a surprise. Ooh. The worst being the Rattlesnakes. Remember, guys, all these numbers are available upon request. We're just kind of blowing through some for you right now so you get a chance to see the rest of the league. All right, so those are a lot of your stats right there. Let's real quick. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to evaluate these award races. I posted them so you guys can see them. But let's just look at this real quick. So, MVP race right now, your top 5. KJ leading the way, followed by Dion, Kyrie, Jamarius, and Travis. Anybody that you wish you seen on this list? Or that you think is being snubbed right now?
Well, I think it's kind of interesting to see our conversation about Travis Price being above Russ Hopkins, even though he was a higher scorer, being immediately put to the test and being right. But I don't think that was ever really in disagreement. I think it does a good job of outweighing other stats compared to points. But I think they've got like the major contributors here. Like last week we talked about our top 3 contenders so far for MVP, and my guys were KJ, Dion Hill, and Travis Price, and all of them are in the top 5. I think Jamarius Randall has been balling out, so there's no surprise there. But Kyrie Allen has been what's been surprising me there.
Kyrie Allen's the surprise for me too. I almost think part of the reason he's on this list is because his team is doing so good, but I believe he deserves it. He is the leader and the best player on this team. Let's go to rookie. So, Rookie of the Year, for those of you guys that don't know, not every rookie is counting as a rookie because of the way editing took place during this last free agency move. There are still a lot of rookies out there, but as you see, nobody is competing with Michael Self. He's just dominating this rookie. I mean, he's in the MVP talks, so this is basically his award to lose, barring some kind of injury. Go to 6th man, Eddie Lyons. That's fun to watch. Ricky Parker, Jack Moon, and then Kelly King. I just love this sixth man of the year race right now. I'm really rooting for Ricky Parker. I love that 20 points per game, 0 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 steals, 0 block. He just wants to run out there and score some points.
That is what Ricky Parker is.
Next up, defense, Saris Knight, Kadeem Wagner at number 2, Ed Payne, Walker O'Brien. And your most improved right now being led by Javon Randolph. I mean, he's the only scoring option for the Stars. He has the ability to pull the trigger whenever he wants. As you see, league history, nope, it was which one was it? Season awards? Here we go. Players of the week for our Eastern Conference, Deion Hill was the first. KJ, Michael, and then Travis. Those are your player of the week. I'll keep that posted for you guys as well. Alright, if you guys have any requests for the next video, please let us know in the Discord channel. If you guys want any kind of information on your team, please DM me personally or hit me up in your private Discord channel as well, your team's Discord channel. But thanks for taking your time out of your busy day to watch this video. See you guys later.